PG&E CEO Bill Johnson in the hot seat at the state capitol earlier this week after millions of Californians left in the dark for several days during the company's rolling blackouts to ensure wildfire safety. Governor Newsom has slammed PG&E, calling them greedy. Now he's trying to broker a new deal for the company to get out of bankruptcy sooner. In the meantime, more widespread power shutoffs are expected as wildfire season reaching its peak. So we decided to take a new poll. We asked state lawmakers if they think a special legislative session is needed for the PG&E crisis. Our Capitol Bureau reporter Ashley Zavala reached out to each member of this legislature for their take.
There's still 2 months left before lawmakers return to the Capitol to start passing new laws. Governor Gavin Newsom has the power to call back lawmakers for a special legislative session to pass policy to address urgent issues. But he's said multiple times recently he doesn't think it's necessary now with PG&E under the microscope of regulators and a strike team.
To the extent more is needed, we will continue to pursue that.
The specific question we posed to lawmakers was, would you support a special legislative session on issues seen now with public safety power shutoffs, investor-owned utilities, and fires?
In the Assembly, more than half of members either refused to comment or respond. 28 members total told us they would support one, including Assemblymember James Gallagher, who represents part of an area destroyed by last year's deadly campfire.
Look, it should take thought. I mean, you got to think through these issues, but we could be doing that right now. We don't necessarily have to wait till January.
The situation was similar in the Senate, where more than half did not comment or respond, while 15 members say they would support a special session. 2 senators flat out said they would not support one right now, including Bay Area lawmaker Jerry Hill.
We need information first. You don't bring legislators together to try and define the problems and work out solutions. Nothing worse than having a bunch of legislators coming together with no defined role around the holidays to come up with a solution. It would not be the best result, I can guarantee it.
The leaders of both chambers say they're in constant contact with the governor on the issues. A committee of senators will gather November 18th for an oversight hearing on the power shutoffs.
Ashley Zavala joins us now from the state capitol. Ashley, a very intriguing outcome to the poll that you took. Any response from Governor Newsom on your question on this?
Yeah, actually, he was the first that I approached just on this topic in general because he is the one with the power to call a special session. So a couple weeks ago, actually, I approached him and he said that he, would of course consider it if he felt one was needed. But with all this work at the level of the PUC and now on his level with this strike team that he just recently called and with the intervention in this bankruptcy now with him trying to broker a deal between all the groups, I think he just feels like there's already enough movement happening to where he just doesn't think that calling a special session will really do anything right now. But of course he says he's open to any other thoughts and it being necessary if that comes up.
And Ashley, really even maybe more interesting is what the legislature said or maybe didn't say, because here in the Central Valley, our state lawmakers, it was somewhat of a mixed bag, if you will. What do you take away from that?
It really was a mixed bag, and it almost appears like a partisan issue right now, with a lot of Republicans coming out and saying that, yeah, they would like to see a special session be called because this is such an urgent issue. A lot of Democrats and just from people who didn't want to have these conversations necessarily identified specifically within their office, they said that they really wanted to, they of course think that the issue is urgent and that, they would be supportive of a special session, but they don't want to ruffle any feathers with leadership per se. So I think that was the root of some of the hesitancy that I got from some lawmakers, especially on the Democratic side. We did see plenty of Bay Area lawmakers come out and say that they would support one because, with the Kincaid fire and then those power shutoffs affecting, of course, so many parts of the state, but also in the Bay. So Democrats from there, too, seem to be on board.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that, ruffle any feathers here, because I could only imagine some of the conversations you had with either lawmakers or some of their staff about this touchy subject, because you would have to assume that there was a lot of pushback because of your question.
I'd have to think so, and I even, after we released the poll, I had a couple lawmakers actually reach out, and I won't identify any of them, but upset that I even said that they were supportive of a special session when clearly their statement indicated that they were supportive. A lot of them wanting me to clarify that they would be supportive if the governor called one. So just, yeah, I mean, just some muddy waters with people feeling committed to having a special session. Again, the question was, would you support one, not do you think one should be called per se. So yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's funny how words seem to always get twisted in the state capitol somehow, some way. Ashley, great work, great poll. We appreciate the time here on Sunday Morning Matters.